Your Social Security check could be changing, and the government isn't really making it easy to figure out whether that's good news or bad news. We know that $800 million has just been cut from Social Security, but at the same time, some people are getting extra payments this month. And there's a new proposal in Congress that could increase your benefits by $2,400 a year if it passes. And stick with me because there's also a dangerous new scam targeting Social Security recipients that you need to know about before it's too late. So I know how scary it can be to hear that this critical program is facing spending cuts. So we're going to start with that. The Social Security Administration has recently announced in a press release that $800 million in spending cuts were made. And while that sounds alarming, let's take a closer look at what that actually means. According to agency officials, these cuts come from hiring freezes, reducing overtime, canceling contracts, and downsizing office space, not directly from cutting benefit payments. So if you're already receiving Social Security, your payments are not expected to change because most of the system is automated after benefits are approved. That's why the biggest concern is that the staffing reductions could cause delays in processing new claims. For example, if a widow applies for survivor benefits, she may need a Social Security employee to verify her paperwork. With fewer employees handling these requests, wait times could increase. Disability claims and first-time benefit applications may also take longer to process. Some experts are warning that these cuts could lead to more serious disruptions down the road. Jill Hornick, a union official representing Social Security employees in Illinois, said that while the effects may not be felt immediately, they are coming. Others, like former Social Security Commissioner Martin O'Malley, have made more extreme predictions about a potential system collapse. However, at this point, there is no evidence that benefits will stop, but there's also no doubt that customer service will be impacted. If you need to file a claim or make changes to your benefits, it may be best to start the process as early as possible to avoid delays. Now, let's talk about those extra payments that some people are receiving this month, because good news is always good, right? So, originally, the Social Security Administration said that it could take a year or more to send out all the retroactive back pay that was owed under the Social Security Fairness Act. But guess what? They've somehow sped things up. And when I say sped up, I mean billions of dollars are already hitting bank accounts. This affects over 3.2 million people, including teachers, firefighters, police officers, and public workers who had their Social Security benefits reduced or even eliminated because they received a pension from a job that didn't pay into Social Security at some point in their lives. Not everyone is going to be eligible for this, unfortunately, but for those that are, this could be life-changing. Thanks to the Social Security Fairness Act, those reductions are being reversed. And instead of waiting over a year for that back pay, many people are getting one-time retroactive payments right now. So here's what you need to know. If you're owed money, you should receive a lump sum back payment first. The biggest wave of these payments is expected to be finished by the end of this month. This back pay is equal to the amount you should have received since January 2024, so it's going to be a lot bigger than your ongoing monthly increase will be. Based on the Social Security Administration's recent tweets, it looks like the average back pay going out is approximately $7,789 per person. That is a lot of money. And now it gets even better, of course. Once you get your back pay, it also means that your monthly Social Security payments will also be increased. So if you get your back pay in March, it means that your monthly Social Security check will increase starting in April. The exact amount will depend on your pension and your Social Security benefit and your individual circumstances. Now, of course, Social Security will mail you a notice explaining your new benefit amount. But here's the thing. Some people are seeing the money arrive in their accounts before they get that letter in the mail. So if you're affected by the Social Security Fairness Act, please keep an eye on your bank statements. And let me know in the comments, have you received your back pay yet, or are you still waiting? Your experience could really help others who are still stuck in that waiting phase. Now, of course, if you are still waiting, it's important to also know that the Social Security Administration is asking people not to call about their payments until after April, because they're still going to be rolling them out until the end of March. They've already sent out over $5.1 billion so far, and they're still working through that list. But if you are eligible predictable. You should see that money come through very soon. Now let's talk about something that could put even more money in your pocket and keep Social Security fully funded for the next 75 years. There is a new bill in Congress called the Social Security Expansion Act, and if it passes, it would increase benefits by $2,400 per year. That's an extra $200 a month in your Social Security check. And the best part is it does this without cutting benefits for anyone. So, how does it work? Right now, high-income earners stop paying into Social Security taxes once their annual income hits about $168,000. That means that many millionaires will stop paying Social Security taxes by around March of each year. That means that a billionaire pays the same amount of Social Security taxes as someone who makes around $170,000 a year. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. This bill would fix that by applying Social Security taxes to all income over $250,000 a year. It would also apply a 12.4% tax to investment and business income for high earners, ensuring that wealthy Americans contribute the same percentage as everyone else. And it's important to recognize here that 93% of Americans would not see their taxes go up at all. This would fully fund Social Security until at least the year 2100. Now, obviously, this bill isn't law yet. It was introduced by Senators Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and other lawmakers, and it has support from over 50 national organizations, including Social Security Work, the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare, and the American Federation of Teachers. You can join their effort to get this bill passed as well. If you think this is a good idea, call or email your representatives and tell them to support the Social Security Expansion Act. You just need to go to congress.gov where you can find your representative's contact information and then reach out to them directly. And let me know in the comments, do you support this bill? Do you think it's the right way to fix Social Security? I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because what happens to Social Security is going to affect all of us. And stick with me still, because up next, we're going to talk about a dangerous new scam that is targeting Social Security recipients right now. This one is costing people thousands, and you need to know how to protect yourself. So if you get an email that looks like it's from the Social Security Administration, do not click on any links. This new scam is making the rounds, and criminals are sending emails claiming that there's a problem with your Social Security account. They say that you need to download a security update tool to fix the issue. Now, it looks official. They use the logo, the letterhead, and all of this, but it's not. If you click the link, it's going to take you to a fake website that's designed to steal your personal information, hack your computer, or even drain your bank account. So now let's talk about how you can spot the scam before it's too late. First, you need to check that email address. The real Social Security Administration only uses email addresses that end in .gov. If the email comes from anything else like a Gmail or a Yahoo address, it's a scam. Second, never download anything from an email like this. The real Social Security Administration will never ask you to install security software. If you ever see a message telling you to download something, delete it immediately. And finally, watch out for urgency. We've talked about this before on this channel because that urgency is always a red flag for a scam. Scammers want you to panic and act fast. If the email says something like, "Act now or your benefits will be suspended," that is a red flag. The real Social Security Administration will never threaten to cut off your benefits by email. So what should you do if you get one of these scam emails? Well, the first thing to do is to ignore it and delete it. Do not click on any links and do not download anything. Next, report the scam to the FTC. If you think you've been targeted, you can contact your bank immediately and monitor your accounts for any suspicious activity. And if you've already fallen victim to this scam, please don't panic, but do act fast. Stop all contact with the scammers, notify your financial institutions, and keep records of any fraudulent transactions. Make sure you have somebody take a look at your computer too and make sure that you don't have any malware on there, because that can be really dangerous. Have you seen this scam before, or do you know someone who's been targeted? I'm interested to hear your stories, because I think the more that we talk about these scams and the more we normalize these conversations, the harder it's going to be for criminals to get away with them. So if you found any of the information in today's video helpful, please check out our other videos for more ways to protect your benefits, save money, and get the most out of your Social Security. I'll see you there.